like healthcare, e-commerce, and automobile, IT. She's into various roles as a business partner, brand ambassador, and contribute as such a agent by facilitating HR initiative. So before further ado, we'll be starting our webinar. If anyone having any query, any question during this presentation, please type them into the question box in your Zoom chat box. We'll bring them up during this presentation. We will also have a time for question and answer in the end. So without wasting your time, I would request to Ms. Kiran Bhatia, please proceed further.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Suren. Really happy to be a part of this webinar, and many thanks for giving my thoughts here. To all the audience here, a very warm welcome to all of you to this small workshop called Personal Branding. So before, I'm sure, most of you have your video off, but I'm sure you can see my video out here. You can see a spotlight on one icon.
Yes.
Can anyone say why is that? You're in a workshop which is on personal branding, in case any one of you do not feel comfortable, so we can have small chit chats through chats as well. That works good with us.
Absolutely.
Okay, so personal branding, we begin, but my first question is why everyone is here to know about personal branding. Some of you may be here who are searching for jobs to see, what can I do special to myself, wherein I make myself visible. That's what the virtual background I have here, which showcases. Some of you who are into business would say that, what can I do special to myself, wherein customers are attracted towards me. And third, people who are into business development role, what should I do something different wherein I can drive more sales. So personal branding has all these outcomes, but it's independent. It's like, who is me? Most of us are usually, known by or tag ourselves with the name of the organization we work for, or the profession we are related with. But who are you as an individual? What is your individual thought process? Is the personal branding all about? So the presentation I'm going to be sharing with you will keep this session in a chit chat mode. I understand that not many of the people feel comfortable in talking. So if you have questions, while we have a question answer session.
People are very much comfortable talking with you, Kiran. We have seen last sessions, so people are more comfortable to talking in front of you, in front of this presentation and all that. So I'm hoping the same. कि जिन्हें कोई क्वेश्चन होता है तो डायरेक्टली पूछ सकते हैं and all that, right?
So great. So, wherever you think that I don't make sense or I can learn from you, so feel free to barge in, and we do have a dedicated session at the end as well. The presentation which I showcased to you, it's called a personal branding workbook. Humans have a tendency of retaining the content for 7 to 8%, as an endeavor to have a long lasting impact of this session, we would be sharing a downloadable link of this presentation, which is actually a personal branding workbook. So after the session, anytime you want to refer back to notes and you want to work on your personal brand, so this book comes handy for you. It's not a presentation, it's a workbook. So let's begin with, I already spoke about what could you expect from personal branding. So I'll just see my screen is not moving. Okay. How do we use this workbook? First of all, let's understand what personal branding is all about. It's your own story, how you communicate it. It's simply the way people, how they see you, from your skills, from your achievements, from your expertise. It's the way who you are, whether you're offline, whether you're online, it is your personal brand. There were days pre-COVID timings when people were known with their personality, how they speak, how they present themselves, how their body language is. But post-COVID times, it's a lot dependent on how my virtual presence is. How my virtual presence is, how do I articulate my voice? How do I come up with my facial expressions? And when we were in any interactions earlier, we used to think of what kind of clothes a person is wearing and how a person is carrying himself. I think post-COVID days in virtual environment, oh, what's the background person is using? Is there a noise around? So those all little things also contribute to personal brand. Why it is important? You can stand out of the crowd. Or maybe you want to have your own identity. And some of in the post-COVID timings have a need to find a new job. So, a lot can be expected when you have a personal brand with you. So how do we begin here? We begin by creating a personal brand story. What's my story? What do I want to communicate to people? And second, what is my communication plan to share my brand? This is my personal brand story and this is my brand. These are some of the notes which I spoke about is already there on this slide. So let's talk about what's your personal brand story. So before I begin with personal brand story, I may want to talk about my personal brand story so that this becomes far more relevant for you. Suren has already given a little introduction of who I am on the professional side of it. I'm a social media enthusiast. I love working on universal laws. I love, harnessing the power of subconscious mind. I love working to help people. So I have my own foundation wherein I help people to prepare candidates for interviews or maybe giving resume tips. So, why do I do that? I already work as an HR head. I earn some salary and what's there a need? Because I want to be known as a personal in my own identity. I have my own identity, what I stand out beyond HR person. So now beyond an HR person, I need to be known as some expertise which I have carried over a period of years through my profession. I'm willing to share it with others so that others can benefit. So the more you share, the more you enrich your skill. That's my personal brand story. So maybe all of you have your own personal brand story, and each one of us is unique. And sometimes the personal brand story is visible to people and sometimes it's not, but inside of us we know what's my personal brand story is all about. Take 10 seconds while I flip to the next slide to think of what's your personal brand story is. Okay, so to create a personal brand story, we have it in two sections. One is about you. So we just spoke about, where is your personal brand story right now? Before you want to create your personal brand story, think of it, which stage you are in right now. Maybe ask your people, whom you're really comfortable to talk with, say, how do I, look like to you? What do you think who I am? And then maybe pick up few words. So somebody will say, you're pretty helping. Somebody would say, you get angry at times. Somebody say, you have a lot of patience. Someone may come up and say that you're really friendly, and somebody may come up and say you're really cheerful. So pick up these words and try to take some answers from people who are known to you, who are not so known to you. And why this exercise is important? Because when you are starting fresh to create a personal brand story, it's important to know the keywords, what people describe you as, so that you can really craft a nice personal brand story for you. The second step is, now you have already known, what some of the keywords people describe you as. It's important, what do you want? So probably you may want to be known as a go-getter who can solve any problems, but somebody may say, oh, you get scared at times. Just sharing an example right now. So first step, know from your people. Second is, think of what you want in your personal brand. So, you may think of, I may want to be known as somebody who creates magic whomsoever I speak with. I have a charismatic presence whenever I talk to somebody, and people really like when I speak. So what's the keyword here? I have great influencing skills. Think about yourself. What are the attributes you want to be known for? Is it for your profession? Is it for your own identity? Or is it for your business? Or is it just for your personal brand as an individual? So in this workbook, if you see, I have kept these two green boxes for you to work upon to write your keywords here. So there is no need to make any notes right now. This will be sent in a downloadable link. You just download it and start working right from this, workbook. So first section, you write what you are known for, what you have been known for, what people think of you. Second, write down the attributes, what you want into your personal brand. Okay, what this is only about, second about, Your audience, when you're creating a personal brand is all about audience. So let's take a example to some brands. All of you eat Maggie. So who is the audience? Audience can be kids, audience can be adults, audience can be anybody who eats Maggie. But let's talk about brands like Michael Kors, luxury handbag or a luxury lifestyle brand which is into apparels, handbags, footwears. So who's the audience?
Sorry.
They, sorry,
Hi.
hello,
Yeah. Hello.
yes, hi, yes, please tell me. Anyone question or shall I continue? Okay, so I was giving an example. Hello, am I audible to all of you?
Yeah, it is audible, Kiran.
Acha, so somebody wanted to speak, so I thought I'll just I listen to the
Might be some
person.
network connection, network problem and all that.
Okay, so I was giving an example of defining an audience. So for example, luxury brands may have a targeted segment. For example, Patanjali has a segmented, a different segment. So for you, when you are creating your targeted, your brand story, so who's your audience? So whom you want to attract? Person who is a job seeker may want to attract recruiters, may want to attract people of his or her domain. So considering if they are techies in this group, so I would say people who are engineering managers, so somebody who's looking for a job of a software developer or a testing engineer, for example. So the audience could be, if the personal brand story creation is to find a job, then the audience could be recruiters. Recruiters could be from IT companies, recruiters could be from consulting companies, or engineering managers from any IT companies, anybody who is into a similar domain, or anybody who acts as a bridge to provide a job. So that becomes the audience. Now, you must be asking a question, why do I need an audience? This could be for a in-person connection, for networking, or for your emotional needs. So for example, I need audience to feel safe, or I need audience so for a nutritionist for my healthy eating. But I would say, when you are a job seeker, you want to create your presence, you may want to showcase your skills, you may want to connect to see that if you can bridge a gap to have one step ahead than other candidates. People, and when you're able to connect with the hiring manager, the recruiter, you are one step closer to your target. So why do you need your audience is your question. What is your personal brand story is, and why you are creating a brand, and who's your audience. Suppose it is somebody looking at
Sorry.
am I audible? Okay. uh, if you have questions, do let me know. I get these voices in between, so I think that someone is looking to contribute or ask a question. So I'll begin. So for example, if it's a sales role, people are looking at increasing sales. The audience could be, if I'm into a sales force and I'm selling my software solutions, so I would say that any company which buys a salesware softwares, I will spot down those people and I will connect with them in person, through social channels or through phone calls, by finding their contact numbers. So again, green boxes there for you to fill in what your audience is. Now, the third part in your personal brand story is, what's your brand mission? Now you have known who your audience is. You have known what attributes you want, and each piece forms a statement of your own brand. So, for example, I am an HR professional because my audience needs to connect with me in order to find a job. That could be my brand mission. There are some examples I've written. I am a job seeker because my audience needs to know me in order to give me a role in available with their clients or in their company. I am a software developer because my audience needs to know my skills, extraordinary coding skills, in order to create a difference in their business with my exceptional knowledge. So that's about your personal brand story. Okay, we spoke about personal brand story. The second is I have created my personal brand story. I know what people think of me. I know what I want to. I want other people to know for me. I want who my audience is. I know, how to contact them. I know what my mission is now. Is I have created my story. How do I communicate to people? But before I move ahead, it's a step forward to create a personal brand. I will take a pause here for a few seconds to ask, are there any questions from the audience? Yes, no, maybe. So I'll wait for a few more seconds and then we'll move ahead. Okay, I think all of you are enjoying listening. So I'll move ahead with the communication plan. A step forward to create a personal brand. So part one, you created your brand mission. Now it's time to create it into a bio, a short story about you. Your long bio, which is kind of a resume, or kind of a one pager, or long bio is a long resume, short bio is a short summary. So for example, I am X to achieve Y. My work has been recognized by X, and these are some of the things. So for example, I am a sales professional, and here to make difference by creating wonderful connects in my network. And my work has been recognized by many sales organizations. I have been known to create 10x of the business of my current compensation, and so and so. Short bio, I have 2 years of experience, and in my 2 years, I have achieved 101% of my targets, and that's about me. And I improve every day. Long bio, short bio. How can you do that? It's there in this communication plan. Now, second is creating your visual identity. So when you make your profile, when you make your bio, so profile or a bio does not mean your resume. So when people who are into business, it could be their portfolio as well. It could be their company profile as well. So select a professional headshot. So if it is you, it's your personal brand, or it's your, keep a professional headshot, and then and ensure that there is a color, there is a clear background, and then be consistent with your color scheme and fonts. So for example, if you see, I have, in throughout my presentation, I've used orange as a color towards the left, and in highlighting certain sections, I have used orange circle with white text, and otherwise it's green boxes, and important thing I've highlighted in green outline, and then black text. Actually, it's not black, it's dark gray. So be consistent with your color scheme and fonts. So it shouldn't be like, somewhere it is Arial 10, somewhere it is Calibri 11, because that does not create a visual consistency when somebody looks at your identity. In a virtual world, your identity is your virtual bio. Your bio is your identity. So for example, when somebody applies for a job, uh, just to tell you, in post COVID days, on an average, for one position, there are almost 300 to 400 minimum candidates getting, applying for the roles. Now, how would you stand out in that? So that's how your visuals or your virtual identity plays a difference. People are not meeting you in person. People are seeing your professional bios, and basis that they were thinking in out. And to be in, you got to have that first impression in the first go. So be consistent with your color scheme, fonts, and have a nice professional headshot as far as your photograph is concerned. And very important to keep a gentle smile, because that goes an extra mile. Okay, part number 3, Now it is once you have created a Word document or a PDF document or a PPT document, it's time to take it to a digital presence. In India, we use LinkedIn as a very powerful tool to connect with people professionally, be it for a job, be it for a business. And there are other channels as well, like YouTube. People, a lot of bloggers use YouTube to create their presence. But if you want to create your personal brand, which is beyond jobs, beyond beyond sales, your own identity, think of what all online channels you may want to tap at. My request, go one at a time and then gradually increase. So it is important when you are there on a public platform, so be dedicated to it. So not that I have it on LinkedIn, I have it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Quora, सब जगह है मेरी profile. Agar if somebody is contacting you at one channel, however you're busy responding at other, so what happens, that interaction goes off and people lose interest in you. When you are creating your presence, so it is important to engage with your audience as well. I've not mentioned it here, but I would recommend, once you create your presence, start creating your engagement as well. Now, some of you may think, Kiran, I'm very new to personal brand. अभी आपने ही बताया personal brand ऐसे बनाना है, तो मैं engage कैसे करूँगा? So I may have, so let's talk LinkedIn as the first channel, which is the most popular one here. Suppose you do not know what to do. आपने अपना LinkedIn profile बना लिया है. You have a nice photograph, you have an interesting tagline, and then you have filled in all the sections really well. But कैसे start करें? I don't know how to write, or I don't know how to. So think of, remember we spoke about your audience. Who are your audience? So think of some of the people you want to, connect with. So for example, you have sent the connection request and you're still waiting for the connection request to be accepted. Meanwhile, follow. Give yourself some time for 1 or 2 days to observe the kind of content these people are posting. First step, start liking their content. Second step, second day, start sharing their content by giving them a credit. In a social environment, whenever you're sharing someone's content, it is extremely important and ethical to give a credit. It goes long ways, and in a way you are also harnessing their network as well. Give credit and start sharing. So at least when you start sharing some of the content which is by giving them credits, people would know इनके mind में चल क्या रहा है. Oh, they are kind of interested in these kind of content. So in a week or in a 10 days, you will come into a habit of knowing the kind of content you like, and you will start adding in. So probably there is some quote you have liked for somebody. For example, the quote says, sprinkle the kindness, it goes extra mile. So you like it, there is some author, and then you share it and say that my random act of kindness, I'm willing to help one person today. Or maybe I have um, I have forwarded some job seekers post further, so that they can use my network also to find their job. Little things, start day by day, that makes a lot of difference. Now, suppose you've been able to do really well in creating your online profiles and creating engagement. There are a lot of people who only want to get in, there are people who may find this as a career option, which is into marketing and social media blogging. So for them, they can go for their personal website. But if your brand mission is about job, or maybe about business, yes, create your personal site. But for job seeking, so I wouldn't recommend creating a personal website. But it's your own story. If you want to have your own presence, if you think it appeals you to have your own website, go for it. You know the answers, what you want to be. Nobody else need to really let you know. Now, Third step in creating a communication plan. Take a stock of your digital presence, like we spoke. Ensure that when you are starting to engage, you ensure you talk 33% of your industry specific content, you talk 33% of the inspirational content, and 33% of a personal content. A question may come, Kiran, how do I, do this? मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा आपने बोला क्या है. So what is industry specific? What is personal? What is inspirational? Okay, some example. So here I take an example of somebody who comes with 15 years of experience and has been vice president sales, or say senior manager sales in some organization XYZ. So hypothetically that person comes from an IT industry. So person can talk 33% of the content, what industry is going through. So for example, industry specific content in post COVID days will be the sales for video platforms is rising day by day. You can also follow LinkedIn news, and there on the when you open your LinkedIn, you will see a section towards the right. It's there on Facebook as well, to see what industry specific content comes in. There is a lot of news which keeps coming in. If you are on Twitter, so click the search button and you will see what are trending on that is. Something which is related to your industry, you can pick up the content there to know instantly. If you want to know the latest news, for example, short sweet, पूरा दिन मैंने newspaper नहीं पढ़ना है, and to fetch what is there, download InShots. Like, I'm sure many of you may have it. It gives you quick access. Maybe download ET Times. They also have specific tech or specific industry related content as well. So you can look at different channels and what helps you, or what is the channel which connects, which you feel most connected with. Follow that and pick up your industry specific. So my industry is IT. So I pick up, okay, lot of organizations have not given salaries hikes this year post COVID. It's an industry specific news to me. There is a lot of hike in sales volumes, especially for companies on demand channels like Netflix, like Z or Sony Live. Yeah, industry specific. We are into IT. So it could be specific for media as well. 33% inspirational. This is something which defines who as a soul you are. So for me, I would say, I just gave an example of kindness. The other ways, other example could be, I make things possible. So inspirational, how? I look at the half glass empty, half glass water. So I look at half glass filled water. So which means there is so much already there to be achieved. And you can find lot of quotes on the internet. So what you feel connected with, and what you aspire to be, and what gives you the inspiration. Look at that. So 33% means, if in a day, for example, you want to share one content on any of the social platform, one post. So maybe in 3 days, one day industry specific, one day inspirational, or maybe one day personal. How personal could be? So I would say I talk about more about my company, how we are engaging with people, or behind the scenes, what's happening inside our company. Or the personal could be, how am I managing, remote working? I have kids, I have husband. So, how am I, balancing my remote working with my partner, managing kids? So that's personal to me. So keep something inspirational, something personal, something industry specific, or something your job specific. And then continue to update your content. So, as you develop your personal brand, you start interacting, you will realize that there is more of you, and keep updating yourself. Don't get stuck to the original brand you created. Not that, change the foundation, but earlier in a tech language, you were a manual tester here, and now you've learned the art of automating testing. Sure, talk about automating testing, but your foundation for manual testing is already there. Then update your resume. We already spoke about it. Now For your reference purpose only, I have picked up some personal brand examples. I will just give a quick glance, not talking much. And we'll have more of a question answer, so that it is important that I answer your questions first, because which is more relevant. These are for reference purposes only, and these will be useful for you when you have this presentation workbook with you to create your own personal brand stories. So for example, this is one pager for somebody. See professional headshot, see the mission, see how the audience is. Isn't it looking appealing? Nice color combination. This looks like this person is from a media background, or maybe corporate communication background. Or if it reflects you, who you are, then be it. Second, somebody who's a fitness person. This is mine. I am. Isn't it attractive? If this resume goes to somebody who reflects you, it's beyond white and black. Look for something different, like I have the virtual background. Be that one person in the white spotlight. See, use nice color schemes which please the eyes, so that it catches the eyes of the recruiter or the reader. And I would also like to tell you that especially for job seekers, do you know the attention span of a recruiter is just 8 seconds, less than the goldfish. They look at it, they look for keywords, and they say yes, no, yes, no. So you got to make that 8 seconds work for you very well, so that they read further. Time for your questions. I think I wanted to talk first, and then answer individual questions. And if you think that I can take your specific examples, please do not hesitate to share. Over to you guys now.
Hi, Kiran ma'am, Rupali this side.
Yes, Rupali.
Yeah, I have a question specific to the resume that you shared examples with. We have heard that it's always better, especially in the corporate sector, to share resumes which are not too much highlighted. And I hear a very different point of view from you, though I've read about it, coming out differently when you're trying to present yourself through your resume. So I don't know how much. I'm still not very much convinced with this idea whether it is right to have a very colorful resume when you're especially applying for the jobs in corporate.
Okay, so this is for different job sector. First of all, thank you for asking the question, and it's pretty relevant. So I just I just shared some examples, and it doesn't have to be this colorful. You can really pick up black and white, black gray, black blue, but ensure you talk about yourself. So for example, you can have your skills highlighted. When you are a job seeker, it is important that you talk the relevant stuff only. What do I mean by relevant stuff? So for example, which profession are you from, Rupali? If I can just, if you don't mind, I take your example to just share some story here.
Sure. I've been a part of HR community, HR consultant, and business operations earlier.
Okay, so as an HR person, so first your mission defines you, who you are. You are who you are and who you want to be. So for example, you are an HR professional with 10 years of experience, who has done talent partnering, who has done business partnering, and who have excellent people management skills and influencing skills and convincing skills. Then what are your top skill sets? People management, compensation management, HR operations, compliance. Talk about skills. Then talk about the softwares you have worked for. Talk about right education at the last. You know what happens? Gone are the days wherein there are still some companies who pay attention to the people who come from topmost institutes, but the time is changing. So talk about your skills, talk about your achievements, talk about your knowledge of softwares, and then in chronological order, talk the relevant stuff. So for example, you're applying for a job which is HR business partnering. There is no need to talk, and if it does not involve recruitment, so probably write 5 sentences or 10 sentences of the job you are applying for, or only 1 or 2 sentences. So for example, people who work for startups, what happens? They end up, dirting their hands in any and every job, right? So in this case, if you are, you know that you have expertise in recruitment, you have expertise in operations, you have expertise in business partnering, you have expertise in compensation. But when you're applying for large corporate, they don't understand. They want specialists. And you want to apply for, say, HR business partnering role. Talk about the relevant stuff which is there in the job description. And I spoke about 8 seconds. If you talk the other story, people may not have interest in. Maybe you want to highlight it with icons. You may want to highlight it, say, for example, when you write, say, business operation or stakeholder management, pick up a vector icon from Google and paste it there. Make a difference with different visuals. Colorful does not make a sense for you, but make yourself shine out in terms of the relevant content, the relevant keyword. So keyword says that, should have worked in an Indian startup. So how many a time startup comes in your online profile or in your resume? First filter is always done by software guys. So you got to get that stage pass on by having equivalent keywords in your profile, what is there in the job description. Second is the time when you get to speak to a human. First stage, filter by a software. So ensure that whatever keywords are there in job description, you have somehow you have included in your CV. Now, does that mean should I customize my CV every time? Yes. Do you know the talent pool post COVID times has increased 10 times. If you are in that ocean, then you got to make your mark differently. How? You talk about the similar keywords, you make different visuals, and different visuals could be you add, like I spoke about icons. When you're writing about your achievements, talk about numbers. Don't say that, hey, I had a successful employee satisfaction survey. Say about, we did an employee satisfaction survey wherein 85% of the population responded to it. Secondly, for example, if you're a diversity and inclusivity enthusiast, say about X company, I have improved gender diversity by 10 to 15% of the population. Talk about numbers, talk about quantitative stuff. That gives you a difference. Yes, colorful schemes, what pleases you, until and unless you are not comfortable with personal brand, you can't convince another person. What gives you a comfort and what gives you the storyline, create that. Did I answer for you, Rupali?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's more of people not focusing on the content and just showing off the resume outlook. So not having much of a content, I think also that makes a difference.
So
I
create, I just want to add here, talk as much as in 8 seconds. So for example, you want to talk about you are excellent in stakeholder management, have an icon. If you are a DI enthusiast, write, add icons highlighted with different, maybe underline or maybe some bold words or keywords being bold. Not necessarily you have to have green, black, blue, yellow, white. I just shared some examples, but everyone is unique to their personal brand. But highlight the stuff which is there in the job description. Your next question, please.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So next question is, you were talking about that big companies, they especially hire, the specialists, not people. So unlike people work in startups, they do all kinds of jobs and become generalist kind of, and I've personally experienced it. So, but when you go back and want to find a stability, because in startups, the stability of the role is also, they keep on changing. And if you have to prove it to the big organization for stability, then it becomes an issue, because they want people specific to be in that role for quite number of years. So how to deal with that, and what is the right way to handle that situation? I know confidence plays a big role in explaining your but what would be the right thing to do, which should not leave a doubt in the recruiter's mind?
Build your own content, become, gain your own knowledge, do some your own study on that content. So for example, like I spoke about, you may pass through keywords through CV, but you will be in front of a recruiter when you are applying for a specialist. You may have done a role, probably you have done it in a breath, because that's what startup gives in. Individually, when you are applying for a role or you are appearing for an interview, ensure you have read about the company, ensure you have gathered a lot of material before for that role, and you have prepared your answers well in advance. So your own content development, your own skill, or your own skill, I think, comes in picture when you work, but your own knowledge has to get enhanced before you appear for an interview. So for example, compensation is a very, very specialist role, and not many of us, I also come a lot from startup backgrounds, so not many of the people get to work in detail about compensation. And so, for example, your personal inclination to become a compensation head or a compensation specialist, so gather more of knowledge about it. So attend some webinars, or maybe research more about different studies on compensation management, how compensation is created, how benefits are created, how does one pick up a salary, how the benchmarks are created, what is job evaluation. When you have built your content well, you'll be able to sell it. So it's a sum total of your online profile. It's a sum total of what knowledge you possess and how are you depicting, and prepare your answers well. Remember, when you are in an interview, the person only wants to hear the relevant content. Consider yourself a recruiter. When you have to close a job, you have to consider your own performance as well. So you want to really hire quickly somebody who makes sense to you, talk your language. Would you not want to pick up quickly? So similar, apply that theory as a candidate as well to yourself. But do prepare well in advance by building your own content.
Thank you, Kiran. That
Thank
was
you.
much helpful.
Any questions, guys?
Hello. Hi, Miss Bhatia. It
Miss
was
Tandon.
Kiran. The name was showing as Kiran Bhatia Tandon, I guess.
Yes.
Right.
I
Welcome,
was Miss Bhatia, now I am Mrs. Tandon. Please go ahead.
and welcome to Miss Vijay Lakshmi
The
here.
name very much
Hi.
reminds me of one of my class teachers of Standard 8. Okay. Anyways.
Go ahead.
My name is Vijaya Lakshmi Shukla, and I am a HR professional from construction industry. It was a pleasure listening to you today, especially the relevant pointers which you made during the presentation, a very detailed one, especially with the examples which you showed in the last 3 slides. Okay, so that gave an in-depth understanding of the picture and how to portray the basic things. Now, in fact, being in HR, I should have been, but I'm not very keen on going on net or maybe on LinkedIn. Maybe, as you said, that the profile has to be updated every now and then to create your brand image, because that work speaks out for you. Okay. Also, the specific things which I had been observing while listening to you was especially the efforts which you have taken, especially while putting your virtual background also. It's going with the personal branding thing that yes, the person is automatically, it's highlighted. That specific person is already getting highlighted. So I just wanted to compliment you for the session. And also, if you could be more specific about certain don'ts also, especially when you are posting a profile on LinkedIn, certain do's we understand, but what don'ts also we should adhere to. If you could just guide us on the same, please.
Sure. Thank you for the relevant question. And it's indeed very helpful. Don't chase a person badly. Maximum 3 follow-ups. If the person does not want to listen to you, don't. So like you said, you're not a very personal fan of, being there on LinkedIn or there. If you think you have your own network wherein you can connect through emails and you can create your personal brand story by speaking to people, by writing to people, be it. A personal brand story in today's world, a lot of people say, you hear, oh, create so many, have your profile here, create your LinkedIn profile. The personal brand starts who you are. If I don't want to be on a social media, I don't want to be on a social media. That's how I am. But I may want to interact with a close group of, networkers or maybe close group of people. So how do I create a difference in that? So for example, you're applying for a job, you are from construction industry, you have zeroed down, say these are the 5 companies I may want to go for. Now be, exceptional in your approach.
Right.
That's it. Have your, good industry knowledge. Be at the top of your knowledge in terms, of the business knowledge of the construction business, how HR works here, because while HR as a function is common, but the nuances are different for different industry. You have more in construction industry, you have more of blue collar workers. Post COVID, you have few many other things to take care of. Be up to the date of what do's and don'ts are for your own business, and then create your own story in 101 Connect. So if you don't want to be on LinkedIn, be not there. So first I answered is, don't chase people badly, maximum 3 follow-ups. Second is, uh, when you're writing to somebody, be very professional. So have your intent, and then write your expectation as polite as possible, and of course with greetings, thank yous and glad to get connected, all that there. But there are a lot of people who write, please help me, I need a job, please do that. Don't do that. That does not sound good for you. Somebody, when you are writing so for example, people who are enthusiasts on writing on social platform, be careful of the choice of words. Many a times what happens that when we write, people are not seeing us, so so for example, I say madam, I'll say, so you will say, oh, she's calling me madam. So every time when people are seeing me or listening, it's the same word, but what mindset I'm sitting at, that create the word, oh, she's shouting at me, oh, she's polite at me. So with the choice of word, which gives a professional outlook. And don'ts are these. Now your don'ts were limited to the non on the online platform or the offline platform. Common one,
Okay.
both. Offline, I will say that I spoke about don't chase too many people, and be courteous, and be an active listener, and don't be a speaker. And if there are people offering you criticism, just look at half filled type. But many a times authentic feedback comes from the critical feedback only.
Okay.
So thirdly, there are a lot of people who blame organizations to say that, oh, it's not a don't, but it's just a small messaging I want to create. People say, oh, people have done pay cards, they have lost a job, they have taken away all the job, but they are still learning. I would say people are also here in business, and they have to look at sustainability. So don't is, don't generalize every organization. So if people are not responding to you, so maybe people have specific mind skill set in their mind, that's why they do not. A polite reminder to say that, and whether I fit to it or not fit for it would really help me an idea. But if people don't respond after the third one, leave it, because it means that people don't want to interact. And don't keep any hard feelings with you. And more importantly, be respectful to everybody and be authentic.
That's the key word. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Truly appreciate.
Thank you.
Any other question, guys?
Yeah.
Hi, Neha.
Good afternoon. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, I have a question that I was not there in the initial few minutes, but then if somebody, like, I want to change from a particular industry where I am right now, and want to move on to corporate and to a different industry, how should I do that and create a brand? Because you said, I understand that 8 seconds is the span, for the recruiter, but then otherwise, what all should be taken care of as I wish to move from an industry to a different industry and still make a mark?
Okay, so considering, I'll take an example here. Somebody is from a recruitment consulting background and wants to make I'm taking an example here, and somebody.
I am working with the education institution, want to move to corporate. So yeah.
Okay, so in that case, whichever industry you want to give it, build your knowledge. And when you create your story line, talk about the relevant stuff. If you have not done a job, do some volunteering work to talk about it. So for example, you're into education, I'm sure you're dealing with people. What is the common thread with your job and the corporate? When you create your personal story, talk about that common thread. Talk about your interests. Talk about talk about the achievements you have done, which corporates mostly see. In a, especially in a resume or in an online presence, achievements are a big winners. And skills, so if you have no, for example, if you think that some of the skills you don't possess, develop it, highlight it, talk about it. If for example, hypothetically, somebody says excellent Excel skills required, it's not a rocket science. Remember, nobody is born with skills. People have developed it, and anything can be developed. So when you're creating a brand story, project yourself, you're already there in that role, and from your current, or from your current role, just customize it to the way how you could have done it in a corporate role. Any and every role is a corporate role. It's the lens you wear it. So write it from a corporate lens, and write your story from a corporate lens, and that's it. And rest is your own influential skills, how you sell it.
Sure.
Remember
so
to
much.
have your knowledge base, whichever company, whichever corporate you want to go for, ensure that you have enough knowledge or a content to talk about, to make a relevant conversation. So there is no point in having a beautiful and very influencing CV, but you cannot substantiate that content with your knowledge. You got to depict that knowledge as well when you talk to people. For example, I have shared you a PPT here. You're asking me question, I will say, अच्छा sorry, मैंने Google करके बताती हूँ, मुझे नहीं पता. अरे क्या फालतू में download करके ले आइए, सिखा दिया. You got to make that relevance, what you are showing and what you're talking, that should be synchronized.
Sure. It's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And guys, we have shared the PPT link. You can check the PPT link from chat box, and you can download the PPT from there only. Am I audible, Kiran?
Yeah, you are audible.
So we have created the link for this your PPT as we discussed.
Yeah.
So if anybody want to download the PPT, they can check. It is PDF version, I believe.
PPTX.
No, it's PDF version.
Okay.
It's PPTX. Okay, let me create again.
Okay, more questions?
Yeah, my team will do again.
Okay, so my LinkedIn profile is by the name of Kiran Bhatia Tandon. In case you feel little hesitant to have a conversation here, I'll be very happy to connect with you in person. Feel free to connect with me in case you have your individual story or challenges. You're not comfortable to speak in front of group. Please connect with me through LinkedIn. I'll be happy to have an in-person conversation with you. We can connect on phone. And I think I'll be feeling very happy in case I can bring any changes to the lives of the people to find a job or better business or creating a personal brand. So I leave you with your own thoughts to think of what help you need. Or maybe you want to digest what all I have heard so far. Okay, I want to see the PPT first to see अच्छा ये बोला था पर मैं समझ नहीं आया. I have to ask her again. How do I do that? Feel free to connect with me. I'm here for a longer time again. Here I'm waiting for the questions to come.
Please share mail ID over here, so that if anybody wants to discuss with you directly, so
you can connect with me at LinkedIn. I'm
LinkedIn,
super active at LinkedIn. Emails I am not, emails I'm not a very active. I'm not very active on emails, but LinkedIn is where I am.
Great. So before the ending this, I would like to ask anybody, if you have other question, please ask. It's the last few minutes or more. Guys, if you have any question, please ask.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Kritika.
Hi, Kritika.
And I am a third year. I'm a third semester MBA in HR student. and I have done a 3 months internship, and I don't have any prior work experience. So how should I build my brand? Like, what should I include? The subjects which I have learned or the experience which I have gained in the 3 months internship?
Ask yourself first a question: what do you want to be? What interests you more? Does recruitment interest you? Does the project you have done interest you? I know it's more about a job right now. Give yourself some time to understand. uh, get into some case studies and find out what interests you more. The area which interests you more, go for that. You know, my answer may give you one, one guidance, but it's more about you. So for example, when I studied, I was a marketing professional. I ended up, I never enjoyed anything. I got into HR. After 10 years of my career, I stopped loving recruitment. I was like, it's so boring. Then I started learning about business partnering. But I learned it on my own, and then cracked it into a business partnering role. After that, I stopped enjoying business partnering. I wanted to do talent management. I wanted to do employer branding. Now I'm now loving diversity and inclusion right now. So learning will be always there throughout the career. So ask yourself, what gives you a kick right now to work? So pick up the subject or pick up the topic wherein you find your passion. So once there is a passion, you will do long way. You will go long way actually.
Ma'am, actually, I like to do everything. Like I want to be an all-rounder who works for each and every field. But right now, my concern is that should I focus only on one particular thing, or should I learn each and everything slowly?
You want to be an all-rounder, sure, then you build your knowledge. So for example, if you are going for a HR executive role to begin with, then talk about, I spoke about in my conversation during this presentation, that whichever job you're applying for, prepare yourself as per the job description. So you may need to customize. So for some jobs may be heavy on HR operations role, some jobs may be heavy on recruiting side, some jobs will be heavy on compliance roles. So build your skill, build your knowledge in that area, and talk about the projects you have done. So for example, there is a job you're really excited it, and you have no experience and internship experience. Build your knowledge from case studies. Talk about the case study, and till the time you're not finding a job, write your case study papers. You pick up some industry, you pick up some case studies and write answers, and publish it on your public platform, or build your some folder wherein you can have your write-ups. So not necessarily you have to put it on a social platform, but when you are sending your profile to people, you can always add a link to the write-up which is relevant to that job.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really very insightful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kiran, for
Thank
sharing
you.
this wonderful knowledge and valuable input to be used by the professional and student to be taken care of.
Yes.
And I would say thank you everyone who participating, you being here, and we'll see you in upcoming session also. And thank you, Kiran, for beautiful presentation and the learning about the how to build the brand and your brand and all that. Thank you so much for the same.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine. And let's not end the conversation here. I would say the journey begins now. Let's create a personal brand. If I can be any catalyst for your journey, I'm happy to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kiran.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.